everybody. Hopefully you liked those first couple clips. I decided that I want to document all of this on YouTube, you know, just for us and maybe for whoever else has a car like this or wants to do anything like this. All right, Vaughn. Well, what is this thing?
So this is a 2001 V6 5-speed Mustang. I bought it, say a little over 3 years ago. Bought it like junior year. Picked it up for $1,000 bucks. It's got like 210,000 miles on it. We've just been beating on it for the last 3 years.
So this is the Ford 3.8 liter single overhead cam motor, making about, do you know?
I don't know, like 140 I think would be.
Definitely feels like 140.
Yeah, like
probably.
safe. It does not feel fast at all. This is a slow car.
Yeah, those we're gonna be doing some draggy runs later, and hopefully, well, we've pretty much deleted the entire interior, so it might get maybe some decent numbers. But the transmission, I believe, was a T5.
Yep.
T5. Yeah. So it's the weaker. I believe the T45 was stronger. Excuse me. As you can see, we have some mods. So do you want to talk about what mods you have done to this thing?
Yeah, I mean, so just pretty basic stuff, nothing crazy. Cold air intake, you know, average. We got coilovers on it. It's got 410 in the rear, welded, dual caliper brackets. It's straight piped. It's straight piped all the way back, dual exhaust. It's got shorty headers on it. They came with the car, so just got lucky with those, I guess. Nothing really performance-wise on it besides just experimenting with like the tire setup and the wheel setup, seeing what works best on it.
I believe we also have angle kit.
Oh yeah, so we have angle kit, and we have, I think I already said coilovers all the way around, but just went with the cheap max speed and run coilovers. It's on its second set right now. We the first set lasted about 3 years, and then where it bolts to like the car, it started cracking, like the steel started cracking. So $200 for 3 years, I'd say pretty good. So we just went with another set, and
it's for all 4 quarters, correct?
Yeah, all four wheels.
All right, pretty nice. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see through any of the GoPro footage or from the outside footage, but how is it like drifting this thing? Maybe and maybe like what had the most effect on making it easier or whatever.
I don't know. I haven't really drifted any other car besides this. This has been what I learned on when I started on. It definitely lets you know, you feel it immediately when it loses traction. So that's what I like. It's pretty responsive. I'd say the biggest thing with these cars is lack of angle, especially from factory. Like, it's terrible. Like, the angle is really bad. And the second worst thing I'd say about drifting is the open or the limited slip diff. We put an 8.8 in it. It came with a 7.7 from factory, but I went to the junkyard, picked up an 8.8, threw it in there, and I rebuilt it the first time, put 410s in there and the limited slip discs, and they last about 1 or 2 events, and then back to open diff. So I'd say if you have one of these, don't even bother with that. Just weld it and
call it a day. Yeah,
just call it a day. That makes it so much more responsive. We experimented with the QA1 True rear coilovers. They I was dumb when I first got it, and I was like, it needs to be as stiff as possible. So I put 900-pound springs on the back, and it did not handle very well then. So now with the 400-pound springs in the back, it handles a lot better. It's a lot more responsive. So yeah. I'd say that helps a lot.
How heavy are the fronts?
They're like 500, like 560.
500. Yeah, I did notice there's no sway bar, so it probably needs to be a little stiffer.
Yeah, so with the angle kit deletes the sway bar mount, so. But honestly, I feel like it makes it easier. I feel like it's like, at least to me, it slides easier without the angle kit.
Is it because you can probably weight transfer better?
Yeah. Now the car actually feels like a car instead of just being slammed and bouncing everywhere. So,
yeah. I don't know how heavy these things are from the factory, but as you can see, it's been maybe a decent amount of stuff deleted. Here's a kind of closer look at the interior. As you can see, there's no airbag. Do you want to kind of tell us the story about that?
I zigged when I should have zagged. I pussied out, so this is what happens when you half send it. So don't half send, I guess.
So it looks like we got a hydro, and I can show you the second caliper. 1, 2. So I'm not sure if this has enough power to benefit from it now, but when would you kind of use the hydro over just clutch kicking it or whatever?
It's good when you're in drift to like transfer or to like extend if you're waiting for it. When I first got it, it was not effective at all. I was using just stock pads, and I had a lot larger master cylinder because I didn't really know anything about it, and so it would not lock up the rear at all. And now with the smaller master cylinder, and then I went with Hawk Performance pads. They're expensive, but honestly, like, it was night and day the difference between them. Like, I highly recommend it if you're having trouble with them. And also, just warming up the pads before using them helped a lot as well. But it's definitely fun. It makes entering a lot easier if you're kind of afraid, instead of just like, you know, going balls out and then weight transfer or clutch kick. It's a lot. It helps learning a lot, just being able to hydro in.
Yeah. How much was this seat? Was this, I'd say this pretty mandatory, given that I've sat in this seat before and it throws you everywhere.
Yeah, so this was $300. I cheaped out and didn't buy the bracket that came with it, so I cut up the back seat or whatever holds the back seats in, and we just kind of made our own bracket, and it's held up for 3 years, so hopefully it keeps holding up. But I need to stop being cheap and buy an actual seat for the passenger and a whole harness bar and all that. But
yeah, I'm not sure if you need a roll. I guess it's based on what track you go to.
Yeah.
Here's a neat little thing. You can buy a solar panel for your battery as a trickle charger.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, pretty nice. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and do a draggy run. For those of you who don't really know how that works, it's this kind of GPS enabled thing, and there's a phone app, and you can go and create an account, put in your car. You can see other people's accounts and see, for example, what's the fastest forward in your area based on your zip code or city. And it's really sensitive. You have to be somewhere flat, and it has to have at least, I don't know how many satellites, but it complains about satellites if there's a lot of trees around. But it is pretty accurate. I'd say it's one of the most accurate solutions for under, I'd say, $500. So we'll see you in a bit. Alright, so the rules of the draggy are basically as follows. You need to have enough satellites. When it's blinking red, I believe there isn't enough satellites, but there isn't a better place to do it. When you're at 0 or when you're stopped, you press reset, and then you just go and it records it. Alright, so whenever you're ready.
Like a line of rubber back there.
So that one was pretty nice. 8.9 seconds. We were faster than a
1988 300ZX. It's my other car.
And the Audi was
2003 A4.
A4. As you can see, we left a line, 2 lines right there.
Yeah, I kind of just dumped it. But...
So I believe we can get a better run if we don't fucking. So whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. Nice when everything just flies back whenever we take a rip.
Hello everybody. We have since swapped drivers. We're gonna try some more draggy runs, try to get something better than 8.9 seconds 0 to 60. We're gonna maybe try starting off from second gear instead of first gear, see what that does. But yeah, I'll cut to when we get to the location. Whenever you're ready. That's the fastest one yet, 8.7.
Dude, I had a bad 2.3.
All right, ready.
Early 2.3.
So we really can't just replace it.
All right, Logan, anything to say about that run? Did we find any problems?
I didn't practice my Ricky Bobby speech, so
I was double clutching in and out of third just to save your sync.
But Logan said apparently the 2-3 shift's kind of messed up.
yeah, it is horrible.
It's slow as fuck. That's what I'd say.
No, you're talking about the Mustang.
Oh.
Yeah, like going from
That's
2 to 3 is a hard shift because it is just you're forcing it into the gate, and sometimes you just either miss the gate. I don't know if it's me missing the gate or if it's just sometimes it just doesn't let me in depending on what RPM I'm in. But short shifting, second and third seems to do the trick there.
All right, and that earned you a 8.5 instead of an 8.9. So.
Yep.
And the Z, Mr. Dimitri here, actually,
faster than Vaughn.
he 0.2 seconds faster.
I could probably. I think
This thing can still be faster.
I think I
can
knock it
feel
down a 10th because I'm spinning tires and leaving. If I
well, I
can
mean,
the
the
hook
bigger
better,
tires probably-
I can definitely knock off another 0.2.